So my mom was, I guess, seeing somebody. I remember his name and I remember his face, but I really don't know the timeline. Like I said, like, we wasn't into the whole like watching days and knowing what day it was and nothing like that. We would just know when we would go to school, they tell us the day and that was it. So there was a particular incident. Mind you, my mom couldn't afford like the best of places. So we had a 1-bedroom. So me and my sister slept in one bed and she got a little bed for my brother, and my mom slept in the living room. And there was one particular night, I don't know how long we were staying there, so I don't know the timeline, but there was one incident where we knew about this guy, but we didn't really know him like that. So it was, we just knew who he was. So I couldn't tell you because I don't know. But this one incident, we're in the room and we're watching TV or something like that. I forgot what we were doing, but I remember hearing like commotion in the living room. Then it got really quiet. And I was like, me being the nosy kid that I am, I'm still nosy. Me being the nosy kid that I am, I'm like, okay, so we're all just kind of looking at each other. And my brother, like, because my sister and I was like probably still like in first grade. Kindergarten or first grade, so we had to be like 8 and 7 or 9 and 8. I'm not sure, but around that age. And my brother was still in daycare, and so it got real quiet. But I still could hear like some type of commotion. So mind you, we're in the Haitian household. You in a child place, don't get in adults' business. So I open the door and I see the man on top of my mom, but it's like the back, like I've never seen this before. So I'm like, what's going on? I'm looking and it's like you could see him just like, but my mom's not making any, I don't remember her making any noise, but it was like weird. I couldn't understand what was going on. So then my sister comes behind me and she looks. Just as I'm confused, she's confused. And then my brother comes. It was like, my brother comes. Mind you, of course, my mom spoils him and he gets everything he wants. So he was looking, and mind you, we're not supposed to be like opening the door because it's like really late, like 11 or it's like really late, because I remember us having to run to the neighbor house. But so then my brother ends up yelling "Mommy," like that. And I looked at him like, why would you say that? But then when I looked back, he stopped, looked back, and then when I seen his fist, and then I seen the blood. He runs, get in his car, and takes off. Mind you, my mom's face is just like, one of her eyes was like completely swollen shut, and it's bleeding. In my head, I'm freaking out, and all I could think is just get to Gladys. As I'm shooting for the door, my mom yells, no. Because again, in that tradition or whatever, they will tell you, whatever goes in your house, it needs to stay in your house. Nobody needs to know your business. Whatever's going on in your house is your business. You're not supposed to be running around and saying what's going on. Which, to an aspect, I can understand. But something like that was like just... And all we can do was just like look at her like we was like... Mind you, it's bleeding. And all she could be... And she started... Now I'm starting to hear her crying. She's crying, and all she could keep saying is, if my dad was here, she wouldn't be going through this. That's all she kept saying. And we're just looking at her. We're like, what do we do? Because the blood is not stopping. It's not stopping. And my brother's crying. I think my sister was crying. I'm not sure. I'm like, we need to get to Gladys. Like, that's all I kept saying. But of course, my mom being ashamed or whatever, she didn't want nobody to know. So then, because the blood wouldn't stop, she was like, go get Gladys. So I run, hit the door, and mind you, it's late. And I don't like going outside at nighttime because there used to be like frogs all the time outside. I don't like frogs. And that night, I did not care if there was a frog outside. I ran and I was banging on Gladys' door. And she walks out and I'm like, Gladys, Gladys. And I said his name. I was like, he took my mom's eye. He took mommy's eye. He took mommy's eye. That's all. She was like half asleep. Don't know what. She's like, what? What are you talking about? I'm like, you know, the dude, he took my mom's eye. He took my mom's eye. So Gladys runs into the house and she sees my mom's face. And then she's like, and so like, she had to drive my mom to the hospital. So I don't remember what happened. All I know, like, we were sitting in Gladys' car and my mom was still in the hospital because my mom, I think, spent the whole night there or whatever because she had to get stitches. Gladys turned to me because, of course, I'm the oldest. She was like, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. We just heard, we heard noise and then I go check and then, even... My brother done said my mama's name and I'm just like, I don't know, but he took my mom's eye. I was like, are they gonna go find him so they could find my mom's eye? And she was like, Ludi, no, like, your mom's gonna be okay. And she still has her eye. It's just, she had to still go get checked to make sure everything's okay. But your mom still has her eye. Because I kept screaming, he has her eye. I need to go find him because he has her eye. Because her eye was like literally swollen shut. She couldn't see. Gladys was like, why didn't you come? I was like, well, she told us not to. She was like, let me tell you. And I was like, no. Mommy said not to go. She was like, I don't care if your mom tells you next time, if that happens again. And she was like, let me explain something to you. And you're the oldest. If a man ever does that to you, he does not love you. He does not love you. Don't ever let nobody do that to you because that's not love. And at first, I didn't know what she was talking about because I'm like, I really don't know. I'm still thinking, of my dad. So I'm not even putting that, together of what she's talking about. And she was like, the next time that happens, I don't care what your mom. I was like, no, I'm gonna get a whooping if she's like, she was like, I'm gonna whoop your mom if she whoops you. Next time that happens, even if you have to bang on the wall next door, you need to let me know because we could have got him just like that. But he ended up like fleeing. We never seen him after that. And then, so Gladys was really the one that was like telling us like positive things as little girls, like, y'all need to love yourselves. And I remember her telling us that. I mean, yeah, my sister probably won't understand, but I remember her like having a whole lecture in the car that night about how somebody shouldn't, if they love you, they shouldn't be doing that to you.